Timbers 360 is presented by Toyota. Welcome to another edition of Timbers 360. I'm your host, Jake Zivin. Oh, it was fun on Sunday night at Providence Park, wasn't it? An emphatic performance from the Portland Timbers, extending their home unbeaten run to 6 straight. A 4-1 win over Nashville SC. All 4 goals scored in the first 30 minutes of the game. The offense was clicking. Let's take a look at the highlights and hear from the team after their 4-1 win over Nashville.
Good looking ball in. It's Surridge and a big save from Pantemis, his first action tonight. Consistently for about 18 months or so as Rodriguez picks up the turnover. Finding Mora. It's Felipe Mora!
Felipe Mora on a poor turnover there. It's Rodriguez making the defensive play, picking it right off the foot of Anunga. And this first ball through, I'm thinking it was supposed to go to Moreno.
Mosquera. And now here is Eric Williamson in plenty of space. Back for Mosquera, it falls kindly for Rodriguez, and he tucks it away.
Clausing from
has been a joy to watch this season, and particularly over the past 2 months. Big switch from Moreno to find Rodriguez. Trying to get around the corner, and it's Rodriguez again!
This is the first ball, Moreno in space, but look at that. On a dime, finds Rodriguez, drops it right to his foot. And Shaq Moore just gets spun around.
Getting to the semifinals in their first ever Copa America appearance. Here's Santi Moreno. Excellent ball, and it's Williamson!
Here's the throw, and look at the shielding and the clever turn. I mean, how is that so easy to get around right there? And then he's got acres of space.
Another giveaway from Nashville, and Anunga really late into that challenge, and that is dangerous. John Freeman sort of just telling the Portland players to back up for a moment. He's got it covered, and it is going to be a yellow card for Anunga.
After review, 27 Nashville commits an act of serious foul play. Foul decision, red card.
So it is a red card for Ta Anunga, and it only gets worse for Rumba Matale's side. Down 4 goals inside of the first 30 minutes. Now they're down to 10 men. Yearwood back out for Mukhtar. That's an excellent ball on the first time. Mukhtar going for goal, and the save made by Pantemis. Jago's pass behind wheel. Moreno, important touch from Walker Zimmerman, but it falls kindly for Rodriguez. Turning, still Rodriguez, still Jonathan Rodriguez, and it's saved by Joe Willis. Here's Moore all the way across, and there's the goal for Nashville. And replacing a veteran central midfielder in Williamson, and now here's Felipe Mora, and what a save that is from Joe Willis. Opening goal from Felipe Mora, 2 from Jonathan Rodriguez, and a 4th from Eric Williamson. And Dave Vandenberg and the Portland Timbers come away 4-1 victors.
The team is very confident in the system we are playing. And today was a huge win for us, continuing having that in the stand-up, going up. And I think the first half today was amazing, different level. And after that, I think we were a little bit relaxed, and Nashville find a way to score.
Considering that all of our Western Conference rivals won tonight, or yesterday rather, was extremely important for us to get a result as well. We wanted to get into at least 5th by the end of the evening, which we did. With a little luck, we could have ended up 4th, but we continue to do really well at home. Just debuted 2 local players, 2 Portland guys into the Portland Timbers, and honestly, that was awesome to see. You saw the reaction of the crowd. It was great for Adolfo, just like it was great for Sawyer. All credit to Phil, because he ultimately led this team, even though he was not on the bench. But every time we scored, I saw him going nuts up there. So it was good to see.
Coming up, we're going to check out a new episode of the Evergreen Pod with goalkeeper James Pantemis. Relive the match against Nashville through the cinematic lens of the Portland Timbers video team. And we'll get ready for tomorrow's big-time match against Real Salt Lake. Timbers 360 is presented by Toyota. A new episode of the Evergreen Podcast is out, this one featuring goalkeeper James Pantemis. What a journey it was for James, from the grassroots of Canadian soccer, culminating to making the World Cup team and going to Qatar with Canada in 2022. This is just a snippet. Make sure to check out the entire episode on Apple Podcasts.
Obviously, you're very well versed with the Canadian youth national team. I was scrolling back to the beginning of your Instagram. I'm pretty good with American slang. You don't have to help me with this one. What does hashtag no fluff mean?
Oh, that was you know what? It's funny that you say that because the person that came up with that was Rob Gale. And Rob Gale was one of my first coaches in the youth, and he kind of had painted a picture where the Canadians were obviously perceived as soft or like too nice and like very proper, and then we were playing against teams like Mexico or I think Croatia and all that, where they had more grit than us, and he just wanted we went through a little bit of a meeting where we draw things on the wall and say like, what do we want? Like people say we're this, and just what do we want our saying to be for the camp, or to make it seem like we're gonna go in and just be stronger and just better than everybody else, and that just stuck out. I think one of the players said that and he liked it, and we used it for the remainder of the camp.
How do you not get a big head as a 16, 17-year-old playing with the youth national team? If I was 16, 17, even at just the end of the bench on the youth national team, I'd be getting a little cocky.
My parents, for sure. Like my parents always humbled me. They would say like you said, like I come back, like we just played Italy, like, and then I'd have to come back and go to school or go to like my local team. I wasn't at the academy at the time, at Montreal Impact Academy. I was still playing with like my local like amateur team on I don't know what, like let's say Beaverton or something. I don't know if they have a team but I played for Lakeshore at the time, and they would be like, well, no, you're on the same boat as everybody here because you're still here. So yes, you could say I went and I played for Canada at a certain age, but at the end of the day, I always came back to where I was living and where I belonged at the time. And they made it clear that it could end at any time. Like, you know what I mean? Like one injury, one bad performance, one coach that didn't like you, could be all done. So just enjoy the moment while it can, and then just be as nice as possible, because you never know who you meet or how long it could last.
You spent a lot of time in the kitchen growing up. I know your family owned a restaurant in Montreal.
Zero. Like this is like my first time really having to fend and cook for myself here. But yeah, we have 2 restaurants in Montreal. Same restaurant, just 2 locations. I would just be in charge of like managing the floor. Like I had nothing to do with the kitchen. Like I would maybe look and make sure everybody was cooking, but I couldn't comment on their cooking. But if someone else, like a client would say there is something wrong with the food, like which could happen. Like, and I've had instances where I don't even understand what the client's telling me, but I have to somehow bring it back to the chef and be like, the client. Well, I think once the perfect example was once like one of the waitresses came back and said, the fries aren't good enough, they're too potato-y. And I had no idea what that meant. Like, what is too potato-y? Like, does that mean you want it more cooked? Like, you want it more well done, the fries? Does it taste like a potato? Like, what do we want? I don't want to say it. I'll say it, whatever. I heated it up, like just put it under that lamp and gave it back. And then it was perfect. The fries were excellent, but it was the same. So like, just wanted to see what was some people, you know.
Timbers 360 is presented by Toyota. Jonathan Rodriguez was named to the MLS Team of the Matchday for Matchday 25 after 2 goals and an assist in the Timbers' win over Nashville. Rodriguez now leads the Timbers with 11 goals and has contributed 5 assists on the season. He has scored 5 goals in the last 5 games. He is in great form. Santiago Moreno found his way to the team of the matchday bench. He had 2 assists against Nashville. Moreno now up to 9 assists this season. That's second on the team. 30 career assists for Santiago Moreno. He is tied with Darlington Nagbe for 4th most in Portland Timbers history. It was a thrilling match on Sunday at Providence Park. The Timbers' 4-1 win over Nashville SC. I don't blame you if you want to just keep soaking it in. So let's take a look at a cinematic recap of the match through the lens of the Portland Timbers video team.
But you gotta have to put the energy in. Without the energy, we're not gonna stand any chance against these guys. These guys are tough. They'll work hard and they'll run their off. If we match that, you guys are a better team on the night. But we're gonna have to earn the right to play soccer first. Okay? Let's earn the right, have fun, and get a 3-point.
Good looking ball in. It's Surridge and a big save from Pantemis, his first action tonight. Felipe Mora! The Timbers are off and running. And Portland are feeling it tonight. 2-0. And it's 3-0. And it is 4-0. They might have just sent Nashville back on the plane before the half-hour mark.
It will be Adolfo Enriquez coming on, the 18-year-old midfielder for Eric Williamson.
The past 2 matches brought a couple significant events for the entire Portland Timbers organization as 2 Timbers Academy players made their MLS debuts. First, it was homegrown Sawyer Chara making his first MLS appearance on the 4th of July away at FC Dallas. And a few days later, Adolfo Enriquez joined him, debuting in front of the Timbers Army at Providence Park in the win against Nashville, coming on in the 85th minute. Coming up next on Timbers 360, presented by Toyota, we get ready for this weekend with the matchup. The Portland Timbers are back home on Saturday night. They'll host Real Salt Lake. It should be just a little bit cooler than it was this past weekend when Portland bounced back in a major way from a loss on July 4th at FC Dallas to beating Nashville SC 4-1 on Sunday night. The game was over after about a half hour. Timbers scored 4 goals in a 12-minute span to go up 4-0 in the 29th minute, and they won 4-1. Jonathan Rodriguez had 2 goals and an assist. Felipe Mora had a goal. That means that if Vander, Felipe Mora, and Jonathan Rodriguez have all scored 10 or more goals this season, it's the first time in club history the Timbers have had 3 different players get to double-digit goals, and the Timbers are the only team in MLS with 3 players at 10 or more goals. The Timbers just score at a furious pace, 45 goals total this season. That's 3rd most in the entire league, behind only Inter Miami and Portland's opponent this weekend, Real Salt Lake, who are having a fantastic season. They're on 43 points. That's tied for most in the Western Conference with LAFC and the LA Galaxy. RSL are in 2nd because of the tiebreak. They have been led by star forward Chicho Arango, whose 17 goals lead the league, and he also has 11 assists, which is tied for 4th in MLS. His 28 goal contributions are the most of any player in the league. He's joined by winger Andres Gomez, who has 11 goals and 9 assists, meaning that RSL are the only team in MLS with 2 players with 20 or more goal contributions, and their fantastic attacking trio is rounded out by 20-year-old Diego Luna. 5 goals, 12 assists. 12 assists, third most in the league. Many consider him to be a snub, not making the U.S. Olympic roster. Well, he responded to that in a major way with a goal and 3 assists in RSL's 5-2 win over Atlanta on the weekend. Diego Luna was named Major League Soccer's player of the match day. If you look at everything on paper, there should be goals galore at Providence Park on Saturday night. It's 2 versus 5 in the West. Timbers hosting Real Salt Lake. Kickoff at 7:25 Pacific time, and you can watch the match for free on Apple TV and tv.apple.com, also on Fox Sports 1. Timbers 360 is presented by Toyota.
Rodriguez picks up the turnover. Finding Mora. It's Felipe Mora! And a tremendous finish from the Chilean, and the Timbers are off and running. And now here is Eric Williamson in plenty of space. Back for Mosquera. It falls kindly for Rodriguez, and he tucks it away. It's 2 in rapid succession, and Portland are feeling it tonight. 2-0. And it's Rodriguez again. This is just too much. A brace for Rodriguez in a matter of minutes. And it's 3-0. Excellent ball, and it's Williamson. Safe to say they've got their finishing boots out tonight, but that is a disgusting ball from Santi.
Thanks for watching Timbers 360, presented by Toyota.